Ladies first.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
I think it's been a little over a year, right?
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah.
A little over a year.
So we met, I think in March of 2024.
Correct, yeah.
It was a fun time then. I got handed over a ServiceNow as a platform from my CIO, and we were looking for help. And ServiceNow introduced us, and we were in a panic state.
I remember,
Right?
yeah.
That was fun times.
Yep.
And ServiceNow actually, we approached them and we asked them for a partner that could actually jump in pretty quickly, wheels on the ground, and help us out in a really exciting time, because we had a business that was running on the ServiceNow platform that we migrated off of Salesforce, and we were in a challenging situation because it was not configured properly, and we needed somebody to jump in really fast and assist us, and InSource was that partner.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember because, like you said, it was March of last year. I think it was leading up to Knowledge. We were just about, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months from Knowledge. Yeah, your ServiceNow account team connected us with you. You were new to the platform, as you said.
Very new.
Right. And so, yeah, you were working on supplier lifecycle as part of that. Like you said, transitioning from Salesforce, and like, okay, well, things are not going so great, you know, who can help? We jumped in. We had a team of folks that came in and you know, helped with the supplier lifecycle. We first had to do, it was kind of like the train had left the station, and we were trying to assess what was happening on the train as it left the station. So yeah, we partnered with you, and yeah, it's now, you were showing me some stuff earlier today, how it's working really well today. So
Yeah, we right-sized the supplier lifecycle piece, and that was our business. One of our groups are really dependent on that for onboarding suppliers. And then we also have our IT service desk and CSM running. Legal cases are going through ServiceNow and expanding on that. And you guys came in and did an assessment too. So we signed you up for just overall an assessment of ServiceNow to make sure we had some configurations going well, and less customizations. That was what we were going after. And then we had a big surprise when we were actually driving to the airport to come to Knowledge, and we got a call from Carl, one of your lead project managers, as we were assessing call volumes coming in from APAC and Europe and trying to figure out what was going on. And we found out we got upgraded without any prior...
I do remember that, yeah.
Any prior prep. And because we didn't know what to do about upgrades, and we didn't even know what the major releases were. We were brand new to the platform, and we got upgraded from our prior version to Washington, and we were like, what the heck is Washington? And it was like feet on the ground, and we actually had to engage you guys even more to help us with that.
Yeah.
And we actually decided to make a decision to go ahead and stay on the platform because we had so much data already in by the time APAC and EMEA came on. And you guys came in and helped us basically retrofit, for lack of a better term, about upgrading and walking through the skip records, all that good stuff. And you guys worked alongside of us like you have been with Supplier, but helped us upgrade our platform. Yeah. Which we don't recommend doing it that way, by the way.
Yeah, not getting a forced upgrade is probably a good idea. Yeah, so that's one. Yeah, and I think that was like the second thing. So we did supplier lifecycle. You did go live with that, and then the upgrade happened, and a lot of things kind of changed a little bit. Well, a lot of things changed. It's like, okay, well, how do we retrofit those changes now? Because they were. The upgrade kind of impacted those.
Yeah, and we had projects still going on with supplier lifecycle where we were doing, going ahead and keep the project going and doing the upgrade. So we had a lot of team members, and you had a lot of team members. We still have team members working with us. So it's been kind of a fun partnership. We've got projects going on all the time.
That's true. Yeah, we had. So you mentioned, and I don't know if you. I'm sorry, I'm going to go off camera or whatever. Yeah.
You guys are going now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's all right. Perfect. Yeah, but I think in it, like you would probably say it better than me. But we started with supplier lifecycle. We kind of went back in because ITSM had already been there at Kelly. And then we kind of made some changes in the ITSM world, the CSM world for your education business, and now HRSD as well. So yeah, I mean, Kelly's taking full advantage of the platform across different disciplines, not just IT.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of interesting. I think you started in the IT because, again, it probably predates you, right? Because you weren't the platform owner at the time.
Yeah.
Kelly started with IT, then you went to supplier lifecycle.
Well, actually, we went with both. We went both.
Both at the same
in
time?
January.
Oh, wow.
January of 2024.
I actually didn't realize that. I didn't know
Yeah.
you went both at the same
We were
time.
going big bang. We were going off a legacy platform, and we went live with both, which
Right.
may not have been the right decision.
Just a lot of work for your team.
Yeah, and some of it was retrofitting, trying to get it into the legacy system, which may have not been the right decision, but you guys weren't our partner at that time, so
Right.
we were trying to do a lot of things at one time, but then you guys came in and helped did an assessment on the entire platform and
Yeah.
gave us some opinions and advice and even helped train some of our team.
Right.
So I have a good team, and you guys helped. I like the fact that you guys ride alongside of us.
Yeah.
So, and help provide some guidance and perspectives to the team that help take us forward.
I'm going to jump in now.
Sure.
Some specifics. So, what business challenges led you to choose ServiceNow? Just make sure you look at each other.
Yeah. So we chose ServiceNow. Initially, it was for the IT service desk. That was one of the reasons. And then we also looked at supplier. We were doing some assessments around our supplier onboarding solution. That's one of our business solutions for our outsourcing and consulting group. So with our managed service provider business, we have to onboard suppliers and independent contractors. And we were looking for a configurable product, which ServiceNow provided that as a platform. So that was one of the other reasons that we selected that. Then once we started looking at ServiceNow, we realized that, hey, it's a Swiss Army knife, and we can do lots of other things.
Right.
So that's when we started expanding the product.
Yeah, I think from a partner perspective, what was interesting is just kind of your business model around that. Because I always tell the story about Kelly. I'm like, Kelly, whether from a customer or supplier side of the house, right? Your customers are the people that you provide talent to, but then you have your product, if you will, is your talent. So, right, so you have two sides of that. That supplier lifecycle piece is like, those are the people you're basically getting into working with your customers, right? And so that's the supplier, part of that. So it could be other businesses, could be people, and then you went ahead and went to the CSM side. You extended from there for the education business, which is like, okay, well, we're providing services to our education customers, and those services are talent that you're delivering it, but now how do they kind of interact with each other, right? So it took it to the next level of saying, hey, we have this talent, we're providing it to you as an education customer, how do we improve that, right? And you guys chose CSM for that.
Right. And we started out small with CSM. We launched it to a group called Employee Field Service Center, and it launched in January 2024 too. So we did it a little bit too much in January last year, and it was going okay. And then we launched with education with the help of you guys this year.
Yeah.
And that was on Easter weekend,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. And we already have 30,000 cases, which, believe it or not, the education space didn't know that they were having that many emails, phone calls. We just looked
Right.
at the stats. And most of them are coming in through phone calls. And we integrated with a telephony system. You guys helped with that.
Yeah.
And we can see the data now, and the education team can see the data that most of it's coming in from the phone system. And yes, some's coming through email, but most of it's through phones. So now we've got the data to prove it, and ServiceNow is allowing us to see that pretty clearly.
Yeah, but we were just talking about this, saying, hey, there's 30-some thousand cases since Easter. Think about that. Even on the low end, if you were doing that via email or phone calls, you're talking 100,000 plus emails. That's just 2 or 3 emails being sent back and forth between people. That's 100,000 emails that you were doing before.
Yeah, and that's just our first service center. We're
Right.
rolling out to our next service center in a couple of weeks.
Right.
So hold on tight. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh no, I was going to say, yes. Why did Kelly choose ServiceNow for HRSD as well? Because again, you started ITSM, SLO, CSM, now HRSD, a whole nother business part.
Whole nother business
part.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they started to look at how we were using the cases and the incidents, and they also looked at our investment in ServiceNow. And so with our partner in the HR department, they were looking at that. And then you guys actually came in and presented a overwhelming business case as to why. And our partner in the HR space decided to take a chance, and I think it was the right chance. So we're actually putting HR for case management and also our risk management up on that.
Right.
So, and we are going live in that in this month.
Yeah,
So
exactly, this month.
we've got a lot of big things going on right now.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because you know, we talked about like getting started with that and like case and knowledge in the HRS space and HRSD space, and then you have some compliance things. You got NAVEX included, you know, integrated as well. You know, from
Don't forget Oregon.
hey, right, that's what we replaced, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and the transition from that. But I think it's just the start. We talked about this. It's just the start of your HRSD journey. It's like, okay, and I think your business partner saw like the vision, and it was like, we kind of, I would say we kind of, not warned you, but we kind of said, hey, don't try to take on too much with this, right? Because it's all, we've had enough experience with this. It's like, it's not going to be one go and you're just going to be done, right? It's going to be like, hey, let's expand in the HR space as well, like you're doing in the CSM space.
Yeah, they're looking at it as an evolution, and our progression towards Workday is going to be a nice fit to that.
Yeah, that's a good point too, with the Workday integration as part of that.
Yeah. So I think working with ServiceNow and working with InSource, I think the partner, I think the biggest aspect is the people. We love Carl is amazing.
He is.
The way they work the projects, I think they show the visibility and the collaboration. That's really what we like. You guys have adapted or fit into our collaboration and our agile way of working. That is one way that we've seen things produced, and we can actually see things come alive, and the documentation is outstanding. And the transition, like in this last segment of this project, we've actually seen how you transition the documents, and I really respect that. And that's a lot of things that you don't get from many partners. The way you hand over the documents, even though when you're leaving a particular aspect, and you've handed over documents and your team has handed over documents as you transition over to operations, and the way you hand that over is very respectable, and you don't know if you're coming back and doing another engagement in that area or not, but you've handed them over as if they were your own and you were going to come back. And the team is, it makes a difference as we're going into operations, because some of the team may have never interacted with that, and we've got to support it afterwards. So I have about 10 people that work with it afterwards, and some of them may have been part of the project, some of them may not. And I think that makes all the difference, because we have to live with it afterwards. And the way you handle that, and the way you show us the configuration and what it has produced, and why you made that decision, that makes the difference.
Yeah, I think working with somebody like Kelly as well on our side as a partner is, we're not just, it's not just like, what's the right word? It's not just talk about how we partner together, right? Because we really kind of like are an extension. We're like kind of a team together, if you will. Perfect for us as a partner to work with, right? Because you have developed trust in us to be able to do these kinds of things. But just like we augment your team for the most part. It's not like, hey, we come install something and we leave. Well, we will implement something, like you said, we'll hand it over. We know you should care and feed for it long term, right? We don't want to necessarily pay us to do that, right? But yeah, it's just the working relationship that we've built. It's like, it's an extension. We're kind of a team together. Like, you may add more people to your team internally. We're bringing in folks that are different because of different domain disciplines in the ServiceNow world, right? But it seems to work together because we're kind of an extension, and not just hey, do a project and leave. Right, yeah. So that's been really good.
Yeah. So I'll answer the second question.
I'm very interested in this answer, by the way.
What?
Like, what else are you going to do in ServiceNow? Yeah. I'm just kidding.
So what else am I going to do in ServiceNow for the next couple of years? I think, Dan, you've seen the roadmap. I have high aspirations for what we're going to do. I'm focused on expanding the IT services, especially in security, and also in our infrastructure and CMDB, especially. Understanding our aspects of the architecture. So that's one aspect. And then also making sure that we're expanding the rest of the services, making sure we're using it properly. I think there's still a lot of other business areas that we could bring onto the system.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting from a partner side, like you have, like it's not uncommon to see IT and HR, you know, those kinds of things, and then maybe even expanding into CSM, but you've already cracked into the business operations and supplier life cycle. So other things, you've got some doors that are open for your business partners to at least take a look at ServiceNow and say, hey, that's part of it. But I think from a roadmap, it's going to be, you know, you got to take the CSM thing, take it to the rest of the, I'll call it customer services that you have. That's what I would hope for you.
Yeah.
But and then HR, you have a, you know, obviously you've got a journey there. And then IT is like, I think we're going to come back. We talked about it just before this, right? Like look at the portal, look at the experience, those kinds of things. So we can help you in the IT space as well.
Yeah, and we are going to expand into the independent contractor evaluation.
Yeah.
That's one of the goals to complete before the end of the year.
Yeah, the one thing I like about Kelly's is like you don't necessarily just think of that as an IT tool or an HR tool. You're looking at it as like, this is a platform to help us deliver services. Oh, okay.
One of the things we're
Yeah, so-
Are you looking specific? Yeah, I can't remember.
So, you know, AI is a big focus this year.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Knowledge, and,
Yeah.
and so, you know, AI is a big focus
I've
everywhere.
heard, I've seen it in the hallway a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's definitely a big focus. So trying to figure out how do we, you know, make sure we manage that into the product, and how do we naturally weave that into the solutions, and how does that benefit us? So that's definitely on the roadmap.
Yeah, I would think for you too, like the AI part of it, like, because again, you have different cases, right? So taking advantage some of the, even the basic, I'll call it basic, AI capabilities like case summarization, your knowledge creation, all of those kinds of things, being able to help the agents, right? Because those agents are not only, again, not only helping your internal processes, but you have your talent.
Correct.
It's external, right? So, and I think honestly, that's going to become an expectation of people outside of an organization. Like your talent people are going to start to expect some level of AI type of interaction, you know, that you're going to provide to them. You're using ServiceNow for that, so.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see the AI produce proper knowledge articles around the most used cases, or clean up our knowledge articles. We know our knowledge articles need some help, and that's the last thing people want to do. I actually just put a knowledge article manager in place to assist, so that's one of the things I want to focus on. AI can help with that.
For sure.
Maybe just
Thank
a
you.
quick wrap up and just say, hey,
Absolutely.
thanks for the time, appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate the thank you for doing this, and thank you for including us in this conversation, because you've been driving all of this at Kelly, you know, as far as our relationship is going, and I'm glad we got to meet 15 months ago.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoy working with your team, and I hope it continues.
Me as well.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the partnership's really evolved over the years. We started back with, you know, last year, trying to find a partner that could jump in really quick, hands on the ground, assist us in a really troubling situation. And ServiceNow suggested InSource because you guys could really jump in quickly and get through the red tape.
Yeah.
And you did. You came in with parachutes. I think that was actually one of the terms that was used at one time.
Right.
Parachutes, and you came in and helped us really with a really troubling situation. So it was a revenue generating situation with suppliers. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think it's funny, we talk about evolution, and evolution has only been 15 months, right? And we've done supplier, we've done HRSD, we've done IT, you know, we've done CSM, like, so there's a lot you can do when you can get a real partnership between, you know, like a partner, ServiceNow partner, and a customer who's willing to partner with a partner and not just be sort of an implementer. So thank you.